lovely people. So today I am glad to be here once again from the Life Orb, and I'm here to share with you a few tips that I have learned in the UK in the past decade and more. Imagine more than a decade. Yeah. So let's see how life has been for me, or what I have learned. Yeah, what have I learned in the UK during this time? Okay, so right. First point I want to make is, honestly, try to spend time with your family. Yeah. It is so busy here that you can easily forget spend time with your family. If you don't have family, try to make time to mingle with friends. If you don't have friends, right, speak to the people that you left behind. Yeah, because what I have realized is a lot of the times we find ourselves working. We need work to survive. However, that is not the end of the world. We need to social. We need to make time. Like if you're a parent, for me, I am as a mother, or even when I wasn't a mother, like I found myself working. Myself and my husband were working. Like sometimes all go out the same time. Other times one comes in and the other goes out. So we're just going and coming. And when you are off, you don't really spend much time. You don't enjoy that short time to do things that are memorable. Well, after a while, we decided, okay, whenever we have time, we want to visit other towns in the UK. Say if you've never been to Blackpool before, you want to go and see what Blackpool is like. If you haven't been to Cornwall before, you want to go and see what kind of spend a weekend there. So yes, definitely you need to make time for yourself and your family. If you have friends, make time to speak to friends. If you don't have the means to do this, just go for a day trip and come back. This is very important. Not only is it important for you to go out and have fun, but it's important for your well-being. It gives you that break from work, and it gives you the energy to go back to work when you are ready. So yes, definitely. And if you have children, you want to book things when it's school holidays. You want to just book the time that children are out of school for your annual leave. Do something with your family. Like I said, do something out. If you can't go out of the country, if you can't in another city, plan. Just definitely plan. So if this is one tip that I feel like one lesson that I learned: plan and have time with your family. And if you're a single person, you don't have family, plan, speak to your family back home. If you have family, speak to people back home to speak to. Try and join a community and build relationships. Remember, we are social beings and we want to always mingle with others. So don't stay to yourself. Yes, keep your well-being going. Point number two. Point number two, try to save enough. Yes, you can easily, like you'll find yourself that you're working but there is no money coming in. And especially if you're an individual, it is hard to save because you end up working and all your money goes into your bills. If you're a young person, what I would advise is try to have a shared accommodation, live it in a property with other young people or other people that are willing to share. You share the bills with other people. Definitely people, it will help you save. If you are not a young person, you're a couple, you want to both be putting the bills together. And again, if you do this sharing thing, it helps you if you're a couple. So say myself and my husband, I pay the one bill and he pays the other. My name is on one bill and his name is on the other. Or you want to join it, put both of your names on your bills, so that you both have some sort of proof of address, because you need these kind of proof of addresses for a lot of things that happen in the UK. In the same way, if you're a young person, you're living in a shared accommodation, you want to say, maybe I'm going to take care of the light bill, you take care of the water bill. I would not really recommend that if you're a young person or you are living by yourself, not necessarily a young person. If you're not a couple and you're living in a shared accommodation, I wouldn't advise joining paying bills together with somebody that you don't really know, only because you don't know what their credit score would impact. If you don't know them very well and they don't have a strong credit score, it can impact on your credit score. It will follow you all the time. As soon as you attach somebody to your credit score, it follows you through. So if, as much as it's advisable to share bills, I wouldn't want to join names with somebody that I'm not very, very comfortable with, or I don't know what their credit history is. Maybe are couples, even with couples, if you know couple A hasn't got a strong couple A hasn't got a strong credit history, don't join. If credit A hasn't gotten, credit B has, just leave credit B to stay by themselves, only because credit B has a lot of chances of you getting things or borrowing if credit A hasn't got a strong credit history, until you both have a good credit point. So the point I'm trying to make with this is, definitely share your bills. Definitely try be mindful of who you are joining you are joining in the same name on a bill. So say if it's a light bill, the person that is going to be on the same light bill with you, as if have they got a strong credit score, and how is that going to impact on you? Yeah, so that's my point number 2. Share bills. Share your bills to be able to save more. Point number 3, education and experience. Yes. So when I came into the UK, I realized that education is very important here in the UK, and opportunities out there for everyone. You don't have to be a young person, you don't have to be in the school going age, as we all knew, or as I knew there was a school going age. School is for everyone. As long as you've made up your mind to study, as long as you want to do something with your life or educate yourself, there are so many avenues for you to educate yourself. So educate yourself if you have to. Definitely, I'm going to leave some links below this video. If you feel like doing short courses, say you are in a job that you want to change careers, if you want to start a new career, you want to move up the same job, you want to move up, there are so many courses that you can do to help you build your skills. However, educating yourself alone is not enough in the UK. So bear that in mind. Educate yourself, okay, but don't just stay educating yourself. Whilst you educating yourself, getting the experience, because without experience, gets you nowhere. However, let's say if you are in a job, you want to move up the ladder, you are in a job, you want to move up, or move up in that same job, then it's a good opportunity. You're already getting the skills. But if you are in a job that you want to change to another job, just try and get experience in that job. Don't just do the education without getting experience, because a lot of the times I'm saying, because there are some people that might have it different, but a lot of the times employers will not recognize just your education without experience. Experience matters more than your education. Yes, that is one thing I have learned, and like I said, I'm going to, there are so many links out there, and I'm going to try and run a video on education and some courses that you can do. Focus on educating yourself and getting experience if you are trying to switch careers. Experience really matters. Like I said, I'm going to be leaving some links below where you can do some short course. The next point that I would want to make is about relationship with God. Yeah, it is a place where you find yourself. Yes, the relationship with God really matters as a child of God. However, when you get into this part of the world, or when you find yourself in the developing country, you're always running around and you can get everything, and you feel like, oh, I don't need you, God, stay aside. Yes, so I realized that, oh, what am I doing? What is my relationship with God like? I try to make conscious effort to stay intact with my relationship with God. So definitely, if you have moved into the UK, if you are new into the UK, if you are new into any developed country, just be mindful of your relationship with God, especially if you are coming from a developed country where we all have similar values. We are all going into the same, like on Sunday, you see majority of people going to church. In the UK on Sunday, it's so quiet, and you realize that, oh, you find yourself like you are the only person going out to church. So that is one thing that I realized, that you need to make conscious effort to keep your relationship with God going. Yeah, so let's bear in mind and try and make that conscious effort to keep our relationship with God going. Another topic that I want to talk about is discrimination. Yes, this is a big topic that some people don't feel comfortable talking about. This is a big topic that people don't feel talking about. But I think, yes, discrimination is real. Racism is real in the UK. However, don't dwell on it. I personally do not dwell on racism. I personally do not pay attention to discrimination. For instance, I think when you pay attention to certain things, you find them. When you pay attention to something, you see them coming to you. So I'm not saying these things are not there. They are there. One, there are different kinds of discriminations, or different ways that people can discriminate against you or be racist towards you. One of them that can be very hard to deal with is institutional one. However, you have a way of working around this. That is why it's very important to have unions. And so if you have a union, if you are in the UK, if you have a union, or you are in a union and you find that you are being discriminated against in your workplace, you can always lean on your union. Your union stand on your behalf, because that is what the unions are there for. Otherwise, personally, I do not dwell on discrimination. I do not dwell on racism. For instance, if I'm sat in the bus, I'm on a bus, and I am sat in the bus, and probably I'm the only black person in the bus, and there are so many different races. Nobody comes to sit beside me. That is not my problem. I'm not even thinking. Of course, it will come in mind that why is nobody coming to sit around next to me? But I get over it and move on, because if you don't want to sit and you want to stand, that is your problem. I don't find that as a problem. Again, sometimes we think people might be doing it on purpose. People might be doing it unawares. Discrimination is everywhere. It is everywhere. There was some people that you like more than other people. Why is it these kind of things very hard to move on with, or you're finding them very hard to deal with? So yes, one lesson that I have learned, I don't really look for discrimination. I don't dwell on it. I don't even want to see it. And as much as I'm not paying much attention, like I remember we used to use a module of car, and as soon as we start using that car, I was like, oh, I've seen this guy, the same car, I've seen the same car, I've seen the same car. Like, to see that car, almost everybody driving that car. But before then, I wasn't seeing people driving that car. So I was thinking that, oh, this is a very common car in the UK. And then we recently, when we changed that car, the new module that we bought, it wasn't something that I used to be seeing, but suddenly I'm seeing it everywhere. But the point I'm trying to make out of this is the things that you are dwelling on is what comes to you. So yes, discrimination, racism, it is everywhere. It's not just in the UK. It is everywhere. Whether you are in a place where you are all same, it's very multicultural. It is everywhere. But do not dwell on it. As soon as you start dwelling on it, or as soon as you start looking for it, you find it and it will come to you. So I have lived my life and I have had a lot of experience with people, and I don't see that. I just feel like I just live my life and enjoy my life, and I don't see that. Well, it might be there, but I don't dwell on it. Yes, because I don't want to see it. But yeah, if it's affecting you, just address it. If it comes to me in my face directly, I would address it, or I will speak about it. Say if I'm in work and I find that this has happened because of who I am, or I am being treated because of, again, I'm going back to institutional racism. If it's an institutional thing, I would definitely want to get the support for it, because it's directly to me. But if it's not coming to me directly, if you are doing it and you are doing it in your own space, or people are doing it in their own space, that is their problem, not mine. So focus on your life, enjoy your life. Don't look at what people are doing. So that's another point I want to make. The next point I want to make is be open-minded. Yes, be open-minded. In a place like UK, you have to have an open mind to be able to survive in the UK. But in a place like UK, you have to be open-minded, because it is a very open part of the world. It's a very open country. It is so full of diversity. There are so many different kinds of people. Unlike a place like, say, Ghana, where the majority of us have similar values. We have, if not same values, but we have similar values. But when you come to a place like the UK, where there are so many people with different culture, different background, there are so many different values that you have to have open mind to. Yes, so be open-minded. When you're open-minded, it means that you are going to respect people for who they are, have an open mind. Some of my values are from respect, honesty, not being judgmental. When you are open-minded, yes, you find yourself with some of these things. Of course, you have your own values, but because it's a diverse world and you're getting to see different people with different mindsets, different values, you want to, I'm not saying change your values into some other people's values. For instance, let's say you are in work, you are that type of person, you don't drink alcohol, yeah, but you've got a work party, or there is something happening at work and people want to drink, or you are in a circle of friends and you go out for a party, and during that time everybody's getting alcohol. Yeah, I found myself in a situation where I went for a meeting and we all went out, and most people having alcohol is a thing, but I don't do alcohol. So the fact that everybody is doing alcohol, or everybody's taking alcohol, doesn't mean that I have to change what I like or my values to do that, or I want to please people. No. Yeah, so stay holding on to your values. I would not change my values to be able to befriend somebody. No, if I don't want to be judgmental towards somebody because of whatever they are. But yeah, it is the point with all of this. It's a very diverse place in the UK. So hold on to your value regardless, but respect people for who they are. Don't be judgmental because you don't believe in what people believe in, or you don't agree to somebody's views of things. So you are going to be judgmental towards them. No, that is what their values are. So respect that, and so you want them to respect you for who you are. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I have learned, and doing these things, you keep enjoying your life in the UK. Building relationship with others, and yeah, build your credit score. I mentioned credit score at some point when I was talking about bills. You need to build your credit score. I know most of us, we are scared of credit. That was me. when I first came into the UK. I was like, no chance, I'm not going to get credit. No. And I think that has really impacted on a lot of things for me. But having a credit card, I wouldn't advise having so many credit cards, because having so many credit cards will make it harder for you to be able to track what needs paying. But if you just hold on to one of them and try to work on, use it, pay it, use it, pay before the month ends. It helps to build the trust with lenders. It helps you to be able to build the trust so that when the time comes for you to maybe want a loan for bigger things like mortgage, buy a house, because you've built a strong credit with lenders will easily want to lend to you. For me, it took me a longer time. I didn't do that much. I was always like, no, I'm not going to take credits. Even if I got credit card, I never used it. No, I got a credit card, but that credit card was hiding in my purse. I never used it until when I decided to get a mortgage, and they were looking into my thing. They were like, okay, your credit score is like this and like that. And I knew that my husband was able to use his credit score to, get, he was going, it was easy for him to get lenders. Lenders were interested in him more than I did. So, yes, the point I'm trying to make again with the credit card is, don't be scared to take credit card, but don't think of going to take credit card with everybody that is trying to lend you credit card. Just take one, build on it, use the money, build it, just so that you are planning for the future or for when you really need to get loan. Because if you don't have a strong credit card, you'll not get lenders lending money to you. These are some of the lessons I have learned in the past years that I've lived in the UK. So, in a nutshell, the last point I would want to add on this is take care of your mental health. With everything that you're doing in the UK, remember that you want to take care of your mental health. Speak to people, communicate with people. If you're not in any community, ring the people that you left back home. Don't stay in your house alone. Don't stay in your own bubble. Work home, work home, work home. Try and be in a community. It is hard to make friends, but I'm here if you want to make friends with me. You need somebody to be checking up on you to make sure that you are okay, because it can be a very lonely place and you don't want to be in a very lonely place or by yourself. So continue to take care of yourself, and remember, God loves you and you are special in the sight of God. Don't forget to click the button, subscribe. Thank you, and see you soon.